Having an absolute ball. This is fantastic.
Bucket list item.
Oh yeah,
for sure. If you haven't done
that's
it,
right.
Bucket list it.
If you haven't, it's 240 k's. You could sit there and do it easily in a day if you're going one side to the other, but we're taking our sweet ass time.
We're going to take about 4 days at least to do this, I reckon.
And yes,
and we could take longer.
Oh, we could, because we're sort of we're those people that are stopping pretty much at every stop to have a look and go, wow, ooh, look at that, ooh.
Ooh, Great Ocean Road, here we come.
Where they chiseled out with their picks and chips.
Yeah, because this used to be like a one-lane dirt road. Would have been pretty hairy, I reckon, in some of those times.
So, Great Ocean Road. So far we've got down to Lorne. We haven't actually been to Lorne yet. We're camped at the Big Hill End Track National Park. It's fairly hard to find spots to camp down here, and they want a fair bit of money. I know a lot of people come here and go, wow, we need to be on the beach to camp, which I do love a good beach camp. Paying $50 for an unpowered campsite on the ocean or thereabouts, and it's pretty packed, hard to get into. It's just, yeah, $30 a night for 2 nights. It is still pretty busy because it's only got a handful of sites. There's only 5 that caravans can fit in. 5? 6. 3 are joined together, so it's pretty squishy. 3 are separate. 8, 9 and 10. Either one of them you could fit a good van in. So Big Hill Track camp. I recommend staying here if you can get in. Like I said, we're site 9. Perfect spot for us. Much better than the beach, because I just couldn't justify paying that much for the beach. As we're all aware, everyone's on a budget, and the more we can save, the more we can spend down the track. Gonna go down and do some day trips. We'll check out Lorne Information Centre first, see what's good around. We've been told there's a couple of waterfalls. We've seen quite a few from Tasmania, so, you know, look, like Trina said, we're a bit waterfalled out, but the landscape along the Great Ocean Road's absolutely fantastic, and we want to go and check some more of that out. Great little campsite, but what the hell is going on?
I am really cold. It is like at midday and it has suddenly got really cold. I had to go find my beanie. I didn't even wear it in Tassie, the beanie.
I'll be honest, Trina doesn't call this a jumper, but it's my jumper, the black one. I call it a jumper. And I've got another jumper.
It's called a long sleeve shirt.
And a tracksuit. And I don't normally wear this much stuff either. It's crisping down. I'm waiting for the snow to fall.
Not a bad camp. Oh, don't you like the beanie? Beanies look so crap on me, but my head is cold and it is nice. Yesterday I had t-shirts and shorts on, and now I am all rugged up. But obviously we're in April now and winter is a-coming. Winters are coming.
Don't get me wrong, we're spoilt. We're from Townsville, and winters up in Townsville are bloody fantastic.
Yeah, we haven't been there for 8 months though. We missed last winter.
I remember them clearly.
You're an idiot. Well, it's time for us to go and explore Lorne. First up is the Lorne Information Centre. This is a cool information centre. There is so much to look at, and it tells the whole story of the Great Ocean Road and how it was first built. It is super cool and very interesting.
Great Ocean Road Memorial Arch was built in 1939, not long after the road itself was opened in 1932. Still there today.
Checking out these old pictures just really makes you appreciate how lucky we are to be driving on a nice bitumen road around the Great Ocean Road, because some of these tracks would have been horrendous.
Ocean Road for the diggers, the return diggers, to help them out. Have a look at it. Have a look at how skinny it was back then. Unsealed. It wasn't an all-weather road like it is today. Teddy's Lookout in Lorne. Just going to go down and check it out. We've heard good things.
Teddy's Lookout was actually a really surprising little gem. We only found it on Wiki Camps, and I am so glad I read the reviews and we decided to come. The view was amazing and so impressive.
Did they say there was a very steep bit?
Did you not see that?
I thought it was a surfer.
It had a big sign that said very steep, not suitable for trucks, buses or cars towing caravans.
Oh, I didn't see. I saw on the sign with the hiker, and then it looked like I'm like a surfer, a snowboarder. What the fuck? Oh well, we are at the Esquine Falls in the Great Otway National Park. We're about to go down and check these bad boys out. Upper Falls Lookout 80 metres, Lower Falls 220. But it just says...
There's about 300 stairs.
Many stairs. I'd imagine the 220 is probably that many stairs.
No, there's about
300 stairs.
380 or something.
Oh yeah, no, sounds like fun. Sounds like a nice day in the Otway National Park.
We thought we might be able to skip all the stairs and just go to the upper lookout, but it just wasn't quite enough. That's it. We're going to have to go all the way down the 300 stairs just so we can see what the waterfall actually looks like.
Why are we going down here? Okay, well I'm going out to Dirty Dance on the log. Please be careful. I'm being very careful.
Really? Oh, you want to do dirty dancing moves? God, you're an idiot. I thought you fell then.
Esquine Falls, magical little spot. Well, it might have been a cold morning to start with, but holy dooly, the sun isn't out, but the weather's not too bad, and check out where we're having lunch in Lorne, absolutely spectacular. In saying that, we've got a swinging bridge behind us. There is a little cafe here. You've got to drive through the van park that I believe is might be council run. It's part of other parks. You drive right through it, come out to the end, and you got this awesome little oasis where you can sit down and enjoy a very nice picnic. Cake. Well, we are on the suspension bridge in Lorne. It is a historical bridge. The original one, sadly, the timbers and that in it obviously rotted away. So they put a new one in, built it off a similar sort of design, but due to new building codes, they obviously had to make a few changes and make it out of some different materials like the steel they have today. But it's an awesome bridge, definitely worth coming down and seeing. The old Lorne Pier used to be a tramway that used to do industry, whatever industry, mainly probably the timber industry back in the very early 1900s, but in the 1960s it became the biggest Victorian cooter. They said barracuda they chased, fishing tier. There were 28 boats that used to come off here, so yeah, the cooter trade. However, the cooter trade, she dwindled. They had crayfish trade here too, but it dwindled back in the 1970s and 80s, and you know, it was really then left up to the recreational fishermen. Nobody used it anymore, and they thought about tearing it down, but because of its history and that, they decided to step in and build a brand new pier right beside this one here. So the old wooden pier is still here, and there's a brand new whopping great big concrete one beside here, which we'll have a walk out and enjoy the deeper waters, because this one is pretty shallow. Don't know if anybody knows this, but they actually catch snapper, whiting, trevally, salmon and squid from this pier. So I believe they catch it from the other pier now too, but that's what the recreational fishermen here chase nowadays, because the cooter and the crays pretty much all gone, been fished out. So where did he go?
Yeah, is there?
Oh yeah, there he is. There is a big stingray. You can't see it, but there's a big stingray just there. It's just too dark and hard to see him.
We don't have a plan and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like. There ain't nobody like.
Well, what a way to end the evening in Lorne. We are just going to kick back on the jetty and chill out, enjoying the sunset, the moon rising. What a beautiful part of Australia. You need to make sure if you're in Lorne, you get down to the jetty and check it out.
I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. Talking by yourself and you make me smile. I can listen all night long. I tell you about the time when I first met you, listening to a favorite song. Walking on the street when you caught my eye, something about the way you move. No, there ain't nobody like, there ain't nobody like. So lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down.
Pretty amazing to think that this road was started off being cut out by pickaxes and
That's right.
things like
By
that.
returned World War I servicemen, just to give them something to do.
I really like the fact that they did start a project like this. One of the things was to give the soldiers that returned something to do. And
Yeah.
some
And they've
lady-
done a ripper job, because this is the longest coastal road we've ever driven. It is by far the most scenic. Port Douglas
Beautiful.
or Cairns to Port Douglas is really pretty as well. It's just not near this long. This is for me, this is like, wow, I'm loving this. It's not a hard drive, it is windy, I'm taking my time, but we get huge lineup of cars always jump in behind me, because I'm probably pretty sure that if they've done it before, they're probably thinking, meh, you know, what are we going so slow for? but we are taking this in.
Yep, just checking out the views and enjoying it.
Oh, having a great time.
And like, look at it. Look at the views of this. It is amazing. How could you not want to just take your time?
Such a good story about the road. So many places to stop and see. It's well signposted. It's just, yeah.
And really easy to pull off the road. Like, we were wondering when we've seen other people do it, how do you stop to get drone footage? There is, like, if you're going from Geelong to Adelaide Way, there is heaps of
Yes.
stuff. If you're going the opposite direction,
That's right.
You're stuffed.
If you're going east to west, good. If you're going west to east, look, it's a little ways between sort of stops, unless you want to dart across the road and park on the wrong side of the
because
road.
you're on the hillside, so there's no little pull-offs.
That's right.
Wow, that was a bit exciting. So Kane could get some footage on his drone I got to drive the Great Ocean Road. So now I can say I've driven it as well as been on it, which is pretty cool. I don't normally drive the van a lot, but as I told you, that's my aim this year, to do a little bit more of it. And it had even a little bit of hills. Nothing major though.
Suppose they said this is where Captain Doble Palace drowned off his ship WB Godfrey. So on low tide we're supposed to see some of the wreck here. Yeah, we're looking at it. It must have to be very low tide because we believe that's the ship mast, whatever, just out there, and in front of it obviously some other part of the ship.
So it says at low tide you may be able to see remnants of it.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably about as much as you can see.
Geez, I'll tell you what, this bloody ship must have had some pretty damn good cargo on it. Because when the ship originally hit the rocks in bad smoke, they said, and sank, none of the crew and that captain on board died. They all made it to the shore safely. However, there was 3 times parties tried to row out or get in a rowboat, either from ship or shore, and get to it over the probably next few years. And 3 times people died, but the boat capsized, the rowboat capsized. Some made it to shore, but a couple of them would die. So, you know, must have had some ripping cargo. I'd imagine things like tobacco or rum. I don't know how well it'd be sealed out there in the ship, but it's not that far out. So check out these rock formations. They're pretty awesome. They sort of angle back into the sea, so we're just playing around on the rocks, having a glorious little old time, and seeing if we can see any wildlife. I'm not going to go out to the ship because everyone who's been out there to try and get to it, somebody's died, and I ain't going to die by drowning out there to try and get whatever cargo may or may not be still there over 100 years later, because it's 1891. So we are at Apollo Bay. Let's see if we can see some stingrays. But it is amazingly clear. The water smells very fishy around here, so Trina's gonna love it. Well, that is the sun setting on another awesome day on the Great Ocean Road.
Don't forget, this is only part 1 of our Great Ocean Road adventure. Part 2 is coming next week, so like, subscribe and follow along so you don't miss out.
Big Hill End Camp. And then, where are you going? Come back.
No. Can't put up with the stupidness. Anyone want a husband for sale? Going cheap. $1. Free.
Well, I'm walking out the new pier at Lorne by myself because my partner in crime, she's taking a photo back there, which is awesome, but she does an awful lot of texting. She'll tell me that it's important texting to her mummy and daddy, but sometimes it's just a little bit excessive. That'll do for now, because I'm just raving on like an absolute cock. That's a bad word. I am raving on like an absolute... well, there's not a lot of words I can say that are politically correct anymore. I'm just a goose. Is goose bad, or is that offensive to gooses?